Good morning. This is Miss Lally, and I am out here in my garden, and I am finding these types of caterpillars out here. Let me see if I can make that clear. Yeah, these types of caterpillars, and I mean they going to town on my greens. So I don't know what butterfly is laying these types of caterpillars, but I'm plucking them off. Nasty. And getting them when I see them. See, so, but I've been out here on a regular, so it was just these two plants that I noticed were turned up wholly. I hadn't been out here, I think, none yesterday. So, but other than that, I've been on top of making sure I look over my greens. Now those already had holes in them from previous attack, and that one had holes in it. My vate collards are hanging in there. They're trying to make it, so everything's looking good. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this setup right here, because the remnants of the Hurricane Michael is supposed to be coming our way, and we'll get wind gusts, what they're saying, about 40, 50, maybe 60 miles per hour. And I know these aren't going to hold up out here, so I need to figure out where I'm going to put them. So that's going to be the task for the day. And checking on the cabbage, and they're still looking pretty good. They haven't been attacked over here. When I planted them, I gave them a little spray of soap and neem oil. So far they've been holding up. And check out these pretty flowers from the white sweet potato. I don't know when I'm going to pull that one up, but this white sweet potato leaves are definitely taking over this part of my garden. But the flowers are really, really pretty. So many of them. And these are my tomatoes that have bounced back, but unfortunately, I don't know, I guess it's maybe just this time of year, they are now being attacked by aphids. So I've been spraying them with dish soap and neem oil, and I don't know much longer I keep them up, but they don't seem to be doing too bad. I mean, I do have some browning, but they don't seem to be doing too bad. And I am getting some tomatoes. So here's just a little snapshot of what my garden looks like now. It is coming along. I'm thinking that the rain that we're going to get will do the garden some good, and I'll see some more growth come through after this rain. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. I'm back. I had to come back. I'm still out in my garden, and I just happened to look, and I saw these beans. It looks like this is going to be the first time I've ever have grown beans successfully. Ooh, look at that. Beans. Oh, they're doing good. So I'm going to leave those up there. Yeah, I'm going to leave them up there until after the rain. See how much bigger they get. Oh, that looks kind of cool. I also want to point out that this is a potato plant that popped up, I believe from last spring, not this year's spring, but spring 2017. When I first planted potatoes, I had planted some over here, and so I think this is where this is coming from. So I was quite surprised to see that, and I noticed it, I believe at the end of July or beginning of August, and it's been doing really well. So I'm going to let it run its course, and hopefully I'll be digging up some potatoes from, I guess, a potato I must have left there from spring of 2017. And there are things, well, this one thing I have going on in my garden that I didn't really talk about is this ginger that I had planted back in the springtime, and it did have some green leaf. It did have one green leaf or stalk that came up, and it died away, and I thought that was the end of the ginger. And then back when I had the volunteer cantaloupe over here, I came over here, it had a lot of weeds over here, and so I came over here and cleaned it up, and I started to see these type of leaves, and I was like, that don't look like regular weeds. And I remembered, I said, oh yeah, I did. I planted the ginger over here. So once we really got into our crazy heat part of July, and the ginger started sending up its green leaves, and voila. I don't even know when you're supposed to dig up. So if anybody knows, let me know, when do you dig up your ginger? And I guess what happened, I guess, do the leaves turn brown? I don't know. And over here, I had this volunteer cucumber plant that popped up, and actually picked a nice sized cucumber off of it. So now the cucumber plant has made its way all over there. It's coming over here and over there. So there's cucumber flower. So I come and I check to see if I see any developing cucumbers. So it was nice to get that cucumber in, well, for the month of October, a cucumber in October. So it's a lot of exciting things going on in the garden. These pepper plants right here are putting out more peppers. So I've been picking peppers and freezing them for the winter. So just wanted to share that with you because I was still hanging out in my garden. Thanks for watching. Today is Thursday, October the 11th, and we're just waiting for the remnants of Michael to come through. I put some of the stuff up that was on the table, and I think what I'll do is just set these trays in the vehicle for a short time, but in that vehicle right there, I'll just have to wait for my husband to do it because it's been sitting there for a while, and I don't know if there's any creepy crawlies that may have crawled in for a moment. But we are waiting for the remnants of Michael to come through, and the concern for our area here in Virginia on the coast, not too far from the water, and their concern is that once I guess it'd be a tropical storm gets to our area, the concern is that once it gets to our area, that and it gets close to the water, close to the water and right by the water, it'll start regaining strength, and so they're expecting some tropical force winds to come this way. So that's why I'm trying to secure things and pack things away in the backyard. Oh look, and I just spotted, look at that, another cucumber. Oh, and I see another one, and even right now, I don't know if you can hear that, it's like these little bursts of little rain showers keep coming through. So they're expecting possibly wind gusts like overnight when everybody's supposed to be asleep, around like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. of 60, 70 degrees, possibly when the storm is getting close to the water, or just over the water, but still close to us. So that's the big concern. And of course, flash flooding for our area. There's already flooding in some parts of Virginia Beach here, and I'm in Norfolk, so I know we're gonna flood. But I know it'll be good to get the rain, because we haven't had rain. It's just the wind. Like, I know it might be a problem for these tomatoes right here and those peppers right there. So I'll be updating you again. Thanks for watching. With the volunteer cucumber plant, another nice sized cucumber. Woohoo!
We're still seeing indications of hail and lightning, but that looks like the tornado warning has expired.
It does look like the National Weather Service likely has canceled that tornado warning earlier. We don't want to let our guard down just yet, because we're not getting any confirmation for that. But
well, it's about 6 o'clock our time, 6 o'clock in the evening, and the storm is right up close to us. And I was just giving you showing you the news report to give you an idea of what's heading our way from remnants of Michael. So it's windy here. It's very warm. It's been a very hot and humid day today, but even though it's warm, it does seem like the level of heat is lifting. Like it's not unbearable, I guess, because of the wind. But my concern as far as my garden is, because we're supposed to be getting these winds, my concern is the tomatoes. Every time I come out here, I'm always spotting something. Do you see that? Right there. Tomato hornworm. But my concern is that the tomatoes may not be strong enough to withstand the winds, because the winds, they're not that strong. I mean, they're blowing, but they're not that strong. But already my tomatoes over there, some of them were blown off the trellis, and that could have been because they had some tomatoes hanging on them. So I tied them up as best I could, and we'll see how they do, hopefully. And hopefully my pepper plants here will be able to withstand the wind. They got some height on them. And I got little peppers up here. I hope they hold on so they can continue to keep growing. So as far as my garden, it's the tomato plants and the pepper plants is what I'm hoping will make it through the storm. Everything else should be all right. And something fell in the neighbor's yard. This tomato plant's not going to make it, I know it. So we shall see. I think I'm going to go ahead and I got a couple of nice sized peppers up. I think I'm going to go ahead and take them off so that the plant can sway with the wind. So hopefully they'll make it. So I guess this will be my last little update. I'm going to head back in the house after collecting some of these peppers, and hopefully everything will make it through the storm. And I will definitely be giving an update to give you an idea of how the tomato plants and the pepper plants did. And they're saying this storm is going to come through so quickly overnight that by tomorrow morning we'll be back with blue skies and sunshine. So the main concern is the wind and also threats of tornadoes. Already in some areas not too far from us, they've already had confirmed sighting of a tornado. So hopefully that won't, be an issue for us. So, we're going to keep our eyes on the news and just, pray that nothing happens.